Would you go back on it?
No.
Why not?
I really just love the taste of food, good food. And, you know, as we were talking before we came on about how I've now got into fasting and enjoyed fasting period, it's just your senses are so, when you've actually broken away from it for a while and then you have some good food afterwards, it tastes so good. It feels very chemically sort of not enhanced, but just affected by any food you have, and it's just not the same. It's just because it's not wanting you to eat. It's obviously whatever in your brain.
So how does that feel, mate? Because that's one of the side effects. It's basically blocking your part of your brain from being hungry. But someone like you, who you appreciate food, you like what you've said, good food. So when a thought comes into your mind of, you know, on the weekend I normally go to this place and I have whatever I have, what's the next step of that thought? Like, how does that thought play out?
Well, it's very unnatural because you're just not hungry. Probably one thing that may be good is that it did stop your snacking, which is I think is probably one of my worst things. But yeah, I just didn't like it. It just felt uncomfortable. But
would you think of the meal? Or are you just not thinking of it because
you're not hungry, and you've sort of got a little bit of a sort of a pang in your stomach of actually I don't feel quite right. And you know what it's like when you've got the flu or something like that.
You don't feel like eating.
You don't eat. So I think it's if I, you know, putting it down as simple as that. That's what it is.
So the feeling of, you explain the feeling of nausea, you take the injection, it's high for a couple of days, it gets better, but the whole time you're on it, you're feeling a little bit crook.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think...
so anyone who's telling me that they're feeling amazing is full of shit.
Yeah. Because actually, James Smith, I was on a chat with him with a group of people, and he mentioned it, and he said he was going to try it.
Yeah.
About when I started it. And he pulled out because he just had heard that if you're competing or if you're exercising at a level, it has an effect, and it will have.
Did you have energy to do anything?
Yes, no, I had energy. It wasn't like there was nothing in the tank because you are still eating, but you just don't feel right. You just don't feel right. So
you feel maybe you go to the gym or you go for a walk, but you just, it's again, like you say, like you've got flu doing it.
Yeah. It is the perfect thing for somebody that wants to lose weight who doesn't want to do anything. Because you just don't eat, you just don't do anything, you don't really exercise. You just And
that's probably what makes it attractive to people.
I think we've just solved the problem.
Yeah. It's worrying though, really, isn't it?
I think so. I think it concerns me in that the people I did tell.
Yeah.
And I won't say any names, guys, don't worry. How many callbacks I got of just, where'd you get it? Can I get some? I want to try some. I want to try it. I want to
really?
Yeah. And, yeah.
It was let's talk about that, mate, because it was super interesting for me. I often put out through Instagram, I'm looking for someone to talk about such and such, and I didn't think I'd get anyone to talk about Ozempic. Because there's some people that you don't want to say, hey, mate.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to insult people, especially, you know, our business is to motivate people, is to, you know, but sometimes you just sort of look at, and so my point is that it seems like a lot of people are taking this stuff, but not being honest about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I think everyone knows that. And if we are doing something good today, I hope we are, that people that are seriously thinking about it have a real think before you do it, because there are side effects. Why people aren't talking about it? Yeah, it's a bit of a social sort of, people won't want to say they do it because it is, I wouldn't say the word cheating, but it may be a little bit. You're sort of taking the easy way out. Everybody would love to say, no, I'm doing this through a solid exercise and things like that. It is Maybe that's why people are thinking like that. But it's definitely going to be in the open domain soon.
Yeah, it's weird.
It'll be just the new norm. I mean, you'll probably, as we're saying, people might go to the gym. They may even work something out where they can get rid of the feeling of nausea. And so down the road. But, it just can't be right.